Well, hello, my lovelies. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and clicking on the daily vibration. I appreciate each and every one of you. I appreciate all of the love. I appreciate you guys' comments. I appreciate you guys even showing up on Friday Night Lives, okay? So if you're tuning in via YouTube, welcome. If you're tuning in via the podcast, welcome. We're doing the daily vibration for December 19th, 2019. 1919. Okay, guys. So, with that being said, I just want to welcome you guys via podcast once again. We are doing the daily vibration today, vibrating on the number 7. And before we jump into the vibration, you guys know I love to remind you that we are here live every Friday night at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on YouTube, where I do jump into the Q and answer questions so you guys can come on and join us live on YouTube. And if you're listening via podcast, you can find me at the number 4, Your Inner Voice on YouTube. Okay, guys, so today is December 19, 2019, and we are not too far away from Christmas. What is it? Maybe like 6 or 7 days away from Christmas now. Maybe 6 days away from Christmas, right? Or just about. Before we even begin to tackle the elements today, I just want to let you guys know, vibrating on the number 7 today is all about inner work. It's all about the inner self. It's all about the inner knowing. Okay, so you are going to have to trust your intuition today. You know, one of the things that I tell you guys is that it is up to you whether or not you are going to utilize the intuitive energy that is yours to utilize on a daily basis. It is there. It is yours to use. Only you can use your own intuition. I mean, other people can very well manipulate your energy field. Absolutely, because they can read your energy. However, there is an internal part of you that no one else has the code to but you. Okay, and that is available to you all day, every day. All right, so you can tap into that energy as we are vibrating on the number 7 today, right? We're vibrating on spiritual awakening energy today. That maybe you can't explain it, but there needs to be some type of change, like some type of inner change, or maybe you can explain it, but there feels like there's some type of inner change. There feels like there's some type of inner knowing, right? There is going to be a inner standing going on today, and I use the word inner standing is because when you understand self, then you are no longer anyone else's emotional puppet, not even your own. Okay, it's kind of like watching yourself in real time and understand why you do the things you do. So before you do a thing, you can then check yourself, right? And I talk about this in terms of using anger as an example. When you start to understand what your triggers are, triggers are as far as anger is concerned, you can then start to notice that you feel the bubbling of that anger in you before you explode. And if you're feeling the bubbling of the anger in you before you explode, that also means that you then can control that anger. Okay? You don't have to allow that anger to be controlled by outside forces. Okay? Outside triggers. And there can be many outside triggers, guys. Like there can be outside triggers, music, protests, the news, family, your husband, your wife, your children. There could be many triggers, right? So let's just be real about this, okay? So inner standing is going to be key for some of you today. Awareness is in the atmosphere today. Inner wisdom is going to be key for a lot of us today to operate with that inner wisdom. The inner selves in a whole is going to be key today, okay? Determination is in the atmosphere today, as well as the written word. And as I was like really pulling out which one of the vibrations I wanted to jot down and focus on today, this one came up to me because I've talked about this on the Few Lies, as well as in my 13-week course, as well as maybe on some of these daily vibrations, right? Words are spellings or spells, right? Your words have vibrations, they have frequency. Your words are sound. We are all really, when they say sound beings, we are all, I mean, when they say light beings, we're all sound, okay? Because light really emanates from sound. At least that's how I feel about it, right? Because even light is a frequency. What is sound? Sound is a frequency. So you have light frequencies, you have light codes, those are sound codes, okay? Now, with that being said, this is where a lot of my audio engineering background comes in, because I do have some type of understanding of how sound works. And sound can actually travel faster than the speed of light. So if sound travels faster than the speed of light, then what is creating light, right? What is your vibration? Or at least, okay, so even if you want to say, what is light attracted to, right? Okay, light is attracted to sound. Your words have sound. Your words create vibration and frequency. So today, the written word, even when you put that written word on paper, that is also a frequency. There is a law called the written law, aka your contracts, aka any documentation that you may need to sign. Okay. And all of these can go into deeper allegories of what deities these things are attached to, and what deities and what planets these types of vibrations are attached to. Okay, now the written word, whenever you put anything in writing, is definitely a way of communication. It's definitely a way for you to keep order of things. So you can see some Mercury energy in the written word, you can, because of the communication, but you can also see some Saturn energy in that atmosphere too, because of the discipline or the structure or the order that may be written, you know, in a construct. Okay, now just be mindful here. I am really aiming to expand you guys past what we know, because a lot of what you think you know not, you were told. Okay, so there's going to have to be a place where you go within yourself. So just so you guys know, the written word is key, because the written word is vibration, it is sound. Okay, now with that being said, my lovelies, I also want to let you guys know that on the lower vibrational end of the number 7, you can have resentful energy. You can have energy that's unwilling to compromise, and this can be energy that you're operating in, or the energy that you're interacting with. Okay, it can be felt of a distance or a disconnect today. Okay, argumentative energy could be in the atmosphere, pessimistic energy, codependent energy also. Okay, now you want to be mindful of all of those things, because you get to choose state. You get to choose what energy you want to operate in, what energy you want to vibrate on. You can't be happy and sad at the same time. I do understand that this takes work and it takes consistency. The only way that you will be able to reprogram or retrain yourself, or or send, or anything that you want to do, rebirth, renew. Okay, there is going to have to be a process that you go through. Okay, and on this walk of you getting to know your inner self and your inner man, there is going to have to be repetition. Okay, change comes in through repetition, through trauma, or through symbols. You see symbols all day, you may just not know what those symbols mean. Okay, so you would have to start reprogramming yourself through repetition. And with that being said, it's important for you guys to understand how these planets are playing out in real time in your life. So let's jump into the sun, and then we're going to jump into the cards and the wisdom today. So this week we're tackling the sun's energy and how the sun plays a placement in your daily life and how it functions, right? and how you can become an emotional puppet to the energy, not just in with the people in your lives, but with the energy in the heavens. Okay, so the magnetic and the electrical pull. Okay, you can consider the sun masculine energy. You can consider the sun the life force energy. You consider the sun the spark energy. Okay, you can consider the sun the initiation energy. Okay, and you can consider the moon the wound, which all of those things would be embedded into, aka feminine energy. Okay, and then cultivated. So that, if you think about the female, the male fertilizes the female's egg. The female's then incubates, or host, or brings forth life. Okay, and this can be a physical life, this can be an idea, this can be anything, from a spiritual aspect, even to a from a physical human being aspect to a goal or a project aspect. Okay, now with that being said, if we're thinking of the sun as a masculine energy, if we're thinking of the sun as the masculine energy, and we're thinking of the sun as the life force, right, energy, we also need to understand that the sun rules the spine on the body, and it rules the heart. Okay, with the sun ruling the spine. Okay, and when you think about the spine, immediately my mind goes to the kundalini energy that travels up the spine, and it also rules the heart. And one of the things that we learn here on this channel is that your heart chakra is your true compass, right? So with the sun ruling your heart, right, the sun is going to rule anything within you. Let's just say the sun is going to rule your intention. How about that? The sun rules your intention. Okay, so for example, the sun is going to give to the moon to incubate, to give birth to. If I say to you, all right, are you optimistic? And if the sun is ruling, or if the sun is, okay, I'm making this way too complicated, guys. Let's just say the sun is going to direct your emotions, what to feel, aka the moon energy, what to feel, right? And if the sun is operating in its positive aspect, it's going to direct your subconscious, or aka the moon energy, your feeling energy, faith versus being a pessimist, right? So if faith will be your will, that's your true desire. Okay, being a pessimist will be ego based, because that would be based on your experience. So it would be, what are you fueling your emotions with for you to, because remember, whatever you fuel your emotions with is what you experience. So the reason why you want to pay attention to your sun, because your sun is that life force, that giver. So another thing, your sun aspect, if you're whatever you're giving to your emotions, so as your sun aspect, what are you giving to your emotions? Are you giving to your emotions forgiveness, right? Or are you giving to your emotion punisher mode? I need to punish you because you hurt me, right? Are you giving your sun unconditional love, right? Or are you giving your sun's energy of loving with conditions? When you love with conditions, that means if you don't do X and if you don't do Y, then I can't love you, or you can't love me. Okay, and then I really want you guys to understand how this stuff is playing out in your life. Okay, what is your sun shining on? AKA, what is your heart really shining on? What is your heart shining? Okay, now in yesterday's video, we talked about the heart chakra, like your breastplate. Okay, you had the sun and the moon energy. Can I show you guys this? Is this? Here we go. And this is something that you guys can even find, like on you can Google this. Okay, so you got the moon energy. You got the moon energy right in your chest area, and you got the sun energy. You got the electric in the sun, and you got the magnetic in the moon. That's a push and pull. That's a give and receive. Okay, you got Leo, I will energy. That's the energetic pattern of Leo, I will. And then you have Cancer, I feel. Remember, we talked about what you feel is what you manifest into this third dimensional realm. So basically, right? Whatever you will in your sun, you then give to your moon to incubate and produce in its feelings. And your feelings, because these are magnetic and electrical pull, is what's going to manifest in this third dimensional realm. Okay, so if you don't learn how to control this part of your being, okay, your moon and your sun, right, you're going to have a problem, because this is where your heart chakra is. All right. So sun energy is your life force. So what life force are you operating with? Are you operating with a lower vibrational end of your life force, or are you operating with a higher vibrational end? And I just went through some examples, right? Higher vibrational end will be you operated on faith. F-A-T-E. Look it up. It's not the same as F-A-I-T-H. Okay. So higher vibrational will be operating on faith. Giving your sun, let your sun shine faith. Lower vibrational end will be allowing your sun to shine pessimism. Where you don't have, where you think everything is going to have a negative outcome, and though nothing ever happened, good for you. Right? Okay, so with that being said, now that I kind of broke down the sun energy in a little bit more depth, let me go into the placements of the elements, because this video is running a little long today. I think I went off on a tangent today, but it's good information. Hopefully it's understandable to you guys. Okay, so let's start off with the fire sign energy, because we are in fire sign season, Sagittarius season. Okay, so fire signs are all about taking action, but fire's energy is also intuitive energy. Okay, so we're talking about Sagittarius energy, we're talking about Leo energy, and we're talking about Aries. Okay, now for you guys today, you have the sexuality card that popped out, and you have the selling out card that popped out. And I had a client today, we were talking about this sexual energy, and I was breaking it down as to how this energy plays out in real time. Okay, now this energy is clarified by the Three of Pentacles in reverse. With the Three of Pentacles being in reverse, this means that there could be some type of lack of teamwork within your relationships. And let me explain something to you. Sexual energy can also be creative energy. We talked about that, right? Because sex does not only create physical people. Sex also creates physical things, okay? You have tantric sex, you have sexual magic. So please understand, people are manifesting things with sex, not just based on children or procreation. Okay, like this is a real thing. So please understand, not only that, sex is also a transfer or a entanglement of energy. So please be mindful about that. Okay, so for some of you today, you can feel like you are involved in a sexual relationship where there is no teamwork, because you do have, clarifying this is selling out card. When this card pops up, this is saying that your life is going through some really intense shit right now. And it's your choice if you want to operate with fear or you want to operate with love. We talked about, what are you giving your sun? Are you allowing your sun to shine, right? Right, to your moon, which is reflecting the subconscious? Are you allowing it to shine with positivity, or are you allowing your sun to shine or reflect negativity? Right, not because you're going through shit means that you get to be utterly bitchy or do the tit for tat because you're not getting what you want, so therefore no one else should get what they want. That's immaturity. Okay, and remember how we've been talking about this type of energy, and I believe it was the sun in Aries, or it could have been the eclipse in Aries card that kept popping up maybe for a week, that talked about collaboration and being able to pay attention to the relationships that you're entering in, right? Being able to reevaluate your relationships, your community, your tribe. And we got another one down here that talks about community and tribe too, right? So my wonderful fire signs, as far as taking action, you may be going through some difficulty today, dealing with others that you got to work on your team with. And this does not have to be just in your relationships. This could be, not in your intimate relationships. This could be job relationships too, because once again, sexual energy also means creative energy. Now, it could be someone that you are in a sexual relationship with that you do work well to, in this case, you may not be working working well together, but that you do work with, okay? And there may be some scars here. For some of you, this energy could also mean you stepping out of your own box and allowing your creative nature to rise. For some of you, it's straight up bringing your sexy back today, like straight up. Not because you were going through some shit mean that you need to look like you're going through some shit. Some of you need to just bring your sexy back. That's just bring it on back. Yep, bring that sexy on back, my wonderful fire signs, okay? For some of you where your relationships may be feeling like they're stuck today, they're stagnant, stuff is not moving, your intimate relationships, you may need to plan a date night. You may need to, bring some sexy back in that relationship too. You may need to go out and get you a lace onesie, women, and like a wig. I'm telling you, ladies, get you a wig, get you a lace, little onesie, some red patent leather shoes. I'm telling y'all, that could fix some things if you want it to be fixed. If you have not been spending some quality time and this is the issue, my ladies, my sisters, y'all got me. Go get you that fishnet. Yeah. Even if it's a half a fishnet, I'm telling you. Okay, just saying. Men go crazy over that type of stuff. Okay, so fire signs, you may have to initiate some stuff today. And my firemen, okay, if she's not gonna go out and buy the lace or the fishnet, go get the lace or the fishnet for her if that's what you want to see her in. Like, seriously, just go ahead and do that. Okay, now let's move on to my water signs. So my wonderful water signs today, how teachable are you? This is the number 9 card for my healing deck, right? And number 9 reminds me of completion, right? And we talk about symbols are all around you. Symbols are all around you. I don't know if I ever talked about this, but in meditation, and this was maybe during the summer, I was definitely going through some type of activation, and I can feel, you can definitely feel the energy, but I remember in meditation there was this spiral, and as I zoomed in on the spiral in meditation, all I saw was like ones and zeros in red, and it was just a spiral of ones and zeros, ones and zeros, ones and zeros. So that said a lot to me. I'm not going to decode that whole meditation for you guys here. However, that said to me that there is a cycle to things. There is a end, there is a beginning, there is, a up, there is a down. Okay, now with that being said, my lovelies, water signs, we're talking to my Scorpios, we're talking to my Cancers, and we're talking to my Pisces. You guys have, how teachable are you, clarified by the 8 of Cups, right? So some of you may have been going through some type of disappointment. Some of you may be going through some type of withdrawal, right? Where you just don't want to be bothered with people because whatever you've been through has been disappointed. But what I'm hearing for you today is, my wonderful water signs, are you able to take what you've been through and learn from it? Are you able to take what you've been through and apply it? Right? Remember, today, y'all, is all about the inner self, inner knowing. Right? In a standing today, right? Know thyself is what we're working on today. If I had to give it, a title for today's video, it's really about knowing yourself. So water signs, right? How teachable are you? Are you able to learn from your disappointments today? Or are you just going to run and escape from things, right? Are you going to withdraw so you can heal, so you can review and renew? We talked about that right? Okay? So just think about that. What is your sun projecting, my wonderful water signs? What is your sun projecting? Is your sun projecting faith, or is your sun projecting pessimism? Right? Okay. Now, my wonderful air signs, today you guys have family and tribe, clarified by the Queen of Wands energy, okay? Now, when this family and tribe card pops up, right, okay, now for my air signs, we're talking about Geminis, we're talking about Libras, and we are talking about Aquarius. This is your thinking. Air signs, you're representing your mental and your spiritual thinking, right? So when this family and tribe card pops up, this is all about not allowing other people's opinions of you to become more important than your opinion of yourself. Not to allow other people's whispers or limitations to become your words, your bond, your contract with self. Okay. Now it's clarified here by the Queen of Wands card, and the Queen of Wands is all about being determined. The Queen of Wands is all about, I've been through enough. Okay. Okay, that's the like that water energy. How teachable are you? So this Queen of Wands is saying, honey, I not only teach the class, I master the class, I created the class. That's how teachable I am. Okay, I created the class. Okay, I'm the one that all the material come from. So the Queen of Wands is like, I've been through enough to get to where I need to be. Okay, so with that being said, my lovelies, okay. Today, my wonderful air signs is just reminding you not to pay attention so much to the external. You want to tap into your internal and be mindful not to agree with anyone's opinion that is not vibrating with your opinion. Okay, especially your opinion about yourself. You've been through enough. Okay, and not everybody understands what you've been through because you may not share everything with everyone. Okay, now. My wonderful, wonderful earth signs, you guys have the Phoenix is rising, and this is the number 32 card out of my healing deck, and that's clarified by the 5 of Cups. And can I tell y'all something right now? The 32 card, the Phoenix is rising, equals the number 5, and then you have it clarified by the 5 of Cups. So what this lets me know is the 5 of Cups is energy. It's all about maybe even crying over spilt milk, or maybe feeling like you got some loss, you got some regret, you wish you had did things differently, you wish you had known that before you did that, you wish that you could have foreseen this because then you wouldn't have moved this way. So there could have been, and some of you could have just lost a pet. Somebody, I'm just hearing you could have lost a pet. So there's definitely maybe like a mourning process going on because of that. Some of you could just be in fucking despair because whatever came in just fucking hit you. But now, right? You can't quite understand it, but you feel like you don't got no more tears left to cry, right? And if you haven't gotten there yet, you will, my wonderful Capricorns, my wonderful Taurus, and my wonderful Virgos. The Phoenix is rising. You know you have to go through a lot of shit to get even to that stage where the Phoenix rises, honey. Okay, now with that being said, my lovelies, this is indicating that you guys have been through a tough and difficult place in your life. You no longer have to cry over spilt milk. You can definitely pick up your bag of lessons, not pain. Leave the pain behind. Pick up your bag of lessons, my wonderful earth signs, and apply them the next time around. Okay, so overall, guys, there's going to be a inner awakening going on today. It's all about understanding, inner knowing, inner self, okay, inner knowledge, just about the inner, okay, inner intuition, okay, your inner spiritual guides. Like, just focus on the inner today, okay. Be mindful of when somebody's saying something you don't like, how that starts to make you feel before you explode. Pay attention to the bubbling up. Pay attention to what's going on internally. Pay attention what you're thinking when somebody says something that you don't necessarily agree with. Pay attention to what's popping off in the silence today. Because is there ever really silence, guys? Let me ask you that question. Is there ever really silence? Even when you turn all the lights off, all the TV off, all of that stuff off, is there really silence? Is there? Okay. There's a lot that's said in the silence because that's where all the truth is. Okay? Alrighty. Alright, my loves. So, keep in mind, my loves, that I do go live on Friday nights at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It is the holidays, so if you would like to even gift a reading, I had a client that gifted a couple of readings today. So if you would like to gift a reading, we're doing the special, okay, of $50 for an intuitive reading / coaching session with me for the holidays. So you guys can go ahead and find the information in the description box below if you're tuning in via YouTube. If you're tuning in via my podcast, I will give you guys that information in a few minutes. I do want to also let you guys know, however, okay, and this is important, do not go into 2020 guessing yourself. It's okay not to have it all figured out. Even if you just know that things are different and that's all you know at this moment, then that's great. Okay? You don't have to have it all figured out. You already have everything that you need. You already have everything that you know. Just don't go into 2020 doubting yourself. The mantra should be, I don't got, like, I'm not doubting myself, but I know it's all good. Okay? That's going to be important. All right. Okay. So my lovelies, thank you guys once again for tuning in. I appreciate each and every one of you. Do something kind for yourself. Love yourself. Honor yourself. And I will see you guys in your next reading, as well as your individuals that will start going out later this week. And the holidays is next week, guys. All right, my lovelies. I will talk to you in your next dailies tomorrow.